What's going on, everybody? This is Sean with the smoking section. Tonight we're going to be lighting up the Espinosa Wasabi. I'm really excited to light this one up. It's definitely an odd cigar for sure. It's been staring at me from, I don't know, God knows how long, and I was always a little hesitant to give it a try, but I figured tonight would be a good night. Let's light it up, let's see what it does, and let's just keep our fingers crossed that it's a good one. So I'll be right back with a light and a cut. So to start out, I wound up doing a nice V-cut right there on the top of the Habano wrap top, and I used my Cigar V-cutter, which is pretty nice. It matches my my lighter pretty well. This is the dagger, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a light, and let's see how that first initial draw does. So every time I light a cigar, I wind up just torching the bottom a little bit and kind of getting it nice and warm, and then I'll blow through it. Right off the bat, this thing is just loaded with just a lot of pepper and just a little hint of like some hay, a little bit of spice in there as well. I mean, first light was really nice, and the reason why because I didn't really get a chance to explain it, the reason why I blow through it after I torch the bottom is because I just want to blow all that extra stuff right out towards the flame, just so that way I can start fresh. Just so that way I can try and get all those nice flavors that it intends to have upon that first initial light. So I wound up doing that, and I got to tell you, it's really nice. It's kind of powerful in the very beginning for that initial light, but the cigar just has a really unique look to it, with that nice, I don't want to say crap green, but it's a very distinct green with a Habano top, and then just a very simple band of black and white with the green wasabi. So I want to just dive right into this and see how it goes. So I'm going to try and smoke this up to about the first third, and I'll be back in just a second to let you guys know what I found, okay? So, as I'm just kind of finishing up that first third right here, you can obviously see the ash is holding up really nicely. I got to admit, after that first initial light, I was a little hesitant on if this thing was going to be locked on pepper for the whole way through. But then again, I guess I really shouldn't expect anything more or less, considering the name of wasabi, which anybody who's ever had wasabi would know that it's very spicy. It's going to be in your face for a lot of the time. But the Espinosa Wasabi actually mellowed itself out a little bit. Wound up going from a lot of pepper with a little bit of hay and a lot of spice to kind of mellowing itself out. Actually pretty nice, because the Habano cap on the top of this actually wound up having a little bit of a salt taste to it, which kind of helped mellow everything out. So, with that being said, the cigar is actually turning into something pretty nice, and it's really enjoyable, and it's not as harsh as it was upon the initial light. If you're wondering what size this is actually the 5.5 by 52, and if you're wondering, this cigar actually came out in April of 2018, where there was only 500 boxes made. It's a really unique cigar, and I'm actually pretty interested to see how the rest of it's going to smoke. The cigar is actually pretty aerated, which is kind of surprising, because some of the Espinosa cigars that I've had, such as the Creme, had a nice draw to it, but it didn't feel like I was sucking on air. It actually had a little bit of resistance to it, whereas this one is actually pretty aerated, and it doesn't feel as though I'm really pulling on anything, but at the same time it's really jam-packed with flavor. So it's really been quite enjoyable, and I'm going to keep going with it and see where my ash decides to fall off at, and see how well it holds up. So I will see you guys in the next third, which would be the second third. So I'll see you guys then. Alright. So I'm getting just past the second third, and I gotta be honest with you, the ash is holding up really nicely, but I found one small problem. I'm starting to get a little bit of a valley in there. I'm not sure if it's the way that I lit it or not. It seems to try and correct itself, but I think that side right there is just a little bit too far gone. But I'm going to see how it goes and see if I can continue trying to work it in a way where it evens itself out. But just leaving that first third and going into the second third, it really has just taken control of just the pepper and the spice. And the salt on the tip of the Habano wrapper has really just kind of gone away. I don't know if it's just from me salivating through it and just continuously puffing on it, but the saltness has just kind of gone away. And it really has just been an enjoyable cigar to keep going through. As I said, the ash seems to be holding up really, really nicely. It seems really, really solid. And a lot of that pepper and spice that's in there has just really kind of mellowed itself out to just burn quite evenly when it comes to just flavor-wise. It is quite in my opinion, a medium cigar, medium to almost full body in that first third. But the second third is actually doing pretty well too. I'm really enjoying it, and it's very different from what I'm used to. One of my favorite cigars for the breakfast hour would be the Espinosa Creme, which has such a nice cream flavor, and just the pepper mixes in with it quite well, that it just winds up really standing alone right now, because this wasabi really holds true to its name of just having that spiciness to it. It's one of those cigars that you pick up and you kind of think to yourself, like, am I really going to enjoy this? And from what I've have gone through so far with this cigar, I would definitely say that this is one of those cigars that I'm going to enjoy time and time again, just for the sheer fact of it's different, and it has that nice medium to full body taste that I really enjoy with a lot of my cigars. I'm not sure if I said this in the first part or not, and I think I need to correct myself. There was only 500 boxes of these made. Each box carries about 10 cigars in it, so there's 5,000 total. I do believe that they wound up bringing it back, but at the time, during that April 2018, there was only 500 boxes made, not 500 cigars made. So I needed to correct myself. And even if I said it right the first time, I put the right information out there. But I'm going to keep going with this. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to mention is it did start to crack a little bit towards the top there. That wasn't there when I wound up doing the initial cut, but I'm hoping that it's going to hang on for a little bit longer until I get past the last third, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to finish this thing up, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'll catch you guys again. So I'm not quite through the final third yet, but I wanted to bring something up because as I'm smoking this, I'm actually hearing that outside of the wrap, that green wrap, it's actually starting to chip up a little bit. I noticed that as I got just past that, second third, that it was starting to just not come apart, but it was starting to crack a little bit. And I'm not sure if that was just intentional with this, not intentional, but I don't know if that was just something that the cigar does because of the heat or not, but it should be something that should be noted. It did kind of fix itself out a little bit. I did start getting a little bit of a valley in, the one side, but all in all, I gotta tell you guys, this cigar is a really, really great cigar. If you like a lot of flavor, a very medium to touching the full-bodied side of life, the cigar just had a really nice texture to it when it came to the pepper and the spice with a little bit of hay, and that salt on the Habano cap was just really, really nice to kind of help mix it out. Almost like if you had a margarita and you put on the rim, that's kind of like how I would it. Just having a little bit of that salt flavor on the end of it was just a really, really nice addition to the cigar. All in all, I did a little bit of research so that way I could get my facts straight, and you can still find these. You're looking at about $7 to $8 per cigar, which is really pretty reasonable. And like I said, there are about 10 cigars in a box if you were looking to get one of these. And the box is beautiful. It kind of has that nice, like plastic grass that you find, like if you go to like a sushi restaurant or something like that. Kind of has bottom, says Espinosa and Wasabi on it, and it has that really nice white with black writing, such a band on the cigar. But I gotta tell you, overall, I'm gonna give this probably about 4 out of 5 stars, just for the sheer fact of the draw was a little bit more loose than I like. Not like I want to fight with my cigar, but it did seem like it was really quite easy to pull on, and I did burn it pretty quickly. Wound up sitting out here for about a half an hour to 45 minutes, and for a 5.5-inch cigar, it kind of seemed like it took me no time at all to kind of go through it, and that's with me just doing regular pulls, not chain smoking it or continuously puffing on it. So I'm just going to kind of give it that 4 out of 5 stars, just for the sheer fact of it did start kind of unraveling a little bit as I got towards the end. And other than that, everything else with the cigar was really, really good. Like I said, the flavor was really quite nice. I do enjoy a very nice medium to full-bodied cigar, so this was very surprising. And just the way that it wound up mellowing itself out was just really enjoyable to figure out all the flavors with it. It mellowed itself out nicely, so that way it wasn't in your face the whole time like traditional wasabi. But all in all, I'm going to say if you haven't tried one of these yet, I would definitely give it a try. Espinosa puts a lot of great cigars, such as the Creme or the Batman cigar, as I like to call it. They do put out a lot of great cigars, and this is one of those ones that was really kind of off just when it came to the look and the name and just everything, and a lot of people kind of stayed away from it for a while just for the sheer fact of not everybody likes wasabi, and I guess they kind of thought it was going to be wasabi. But this cigar is a really, really great cigar, and I suggest if you haven't tried it already, you should definitely give it a try. I'm going to finish this guy up, and then I'm going to say my goodbyes and have my final thoughts. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in a second. So just finished up my cigar. I'm just kind of letting it smolder out. I only had about yay much left on it anyway, but I want to give my final thoughts. I really liked it. The Espinosa Wasabi was a really great cigar. I felt as though it's a little underrated for the amount of power that it puts out in a cigar, and with a name like Espinosa and the cigars that they normally put out, you definitely can't go wrong with it. If you've seen this in your local cigar shop and you were kind of hesitant on giving it a try, I would definitely pick one up and see if you enjoy it as well. Especially if you guys are like a Maduro or like anywhere from like a medium to mild, even touching on the full-bodied side of life. I would definitely give it a try, and I guess that's where it comes from. Don't judge a book by its cover. It was a really great cigar, and I'm really happy that I got the chance to give it a try. But other than that, if you can find it, pick it up and see what it does for you. But other than that, that's the end of this review. I'm going to try and post another one sometime either this week or beginning of next week. If you don't already know this, I do a live stream on either Facebook or YouTube every Monday at 7 o'clock. This week's probably going to be on YouTube. So I'm going to try and figure out a cigar to do for that, and hopefully I see you guys there. If you're not already part of the Smoking Section group on Facebook, you can check us out at the Smoking Section groups on Facebook. I will post a link probably in the description, and if you're not, or if you didn't already know this, we are on Instagram as well. Just check us out at the_smoking_section, the number 1, all one word, and give us a check out and see what cigars are being smoked, which ones are coming out, and hopefully I see you guys there. This is Sean in the Smoking Section signing off. As always, stay blessed, stay smoking, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.